Hello, everyone. I'm Colleen Millen, and welcome to Seasonal Soothers, a short class, this one for helping you focus your energy through our December time, maybe even into the new year time. So I'm just going to step aside for a moment and show you some of the props that I have set up near my mat here, a chair, a firm meditation cushion, and a couple blocks. And perhaps you can think about having the equivalent near you so that you can continue to make this practice accessible for you. So we're going to start in Tadasana, and that can be sat in the chair or stood up. So gathering yourself into that positioning, arms at the sides. As you inhale, you'll bring the arms out in front of you. Maybe lift off the heels as you rise up and extend your spine. And then the exhale, pairing the exhale with the arms coming down, the heels coming down. Right at the end of that exhale, hands at hips, heels down. So start to focus your attention here as much as you're able and exploring your range of movement. The arms can be wider, the elbows can be bent as they raise up. The arms may not come up overhead or by the ears. Just following your movement, your breath. We'll take 3 more rounds. And once you finish your rhythm of breath and movement, taking a pause here to notice what that was like. And see if your attention is a little more connected inside yourself. It may not be all the way there, but notice where that might be happening a little bit more. And then we'll move to separating the feet and the legs a little bit for some Tadasana side bend. Now with this, before we go in, I just want to say arms go overhead. For some of you, you'll be able to take a hand to the wrist. And I'm showing it to you now, mentioning it now, because I'm aware of where my camera is. You may not be able to see my hands at that point. Okay, so inhaling, bringing the arms out. We'll take the left hand to the right wrist, if that works for you, and we'll move over to the right, hugging belly muscles in. Inhale back to center. Right hand to left wrist. Exhale to the right. Coming back to center. Same thing, left hand, right wrist, if that works for you. If the wrist doesn't, it's fine. The arms can be apart and you're coming to the side bend to the left. Inhaling back to center. Right hand, left wrist, perhaps. Moving over to the right side. And once you come back to center, the exhale, we'll bring the arms down and let the arms rest a little bit. You might want to give yourself a little bit of a roll through the shoulders, the head, whatever works for you. And we're going to do a couple rounds exploring the side bend on an inhale. So you'll inhale here, bring the arms up. As you exhale, hug belly muscles back toward the spine and maybe take the left hand to the right wrist. And now inhale over to the left. Might feel a little weird because we weren't coming into this on the inhale. As you exhale, you'll hug belly muscles in, come upright. Switch hands if that's your option. And inhale over to the right. Exhale, come back to center. Same thing. Over to the left, inhaling. It's funny how just changing a little pattern can really get your attention. Exhale, come back to center. And we're going back over to the right with an inhale. And then ease the arms down. So again, this might be a place where you give a little bit of a little rock through the shoulders, through the hips. Those in-between spaces between the poses are a nice place to check back in. Give yourself the movement you need. And when you're ready, we're going to separate the feet a little bit more. So a horse stance in the chair where the knees are bent, the legs are wider, and you're still feeling stable in the chair, or the legs are wider. And here we're going to be doing an open twist. So we'll bring the hands to the heart to start. Hands to the heart to start. Hug belly muscles in on your exhale. And then inhale, we'll follow the hand, reaching out in front of you and opening to the left. On exhale, you bring that hand back, bringing your gaze back to center. Inhaling, opening yourself over to the right. And then flowing back to the center, back to your heart. The inhales will help you open. A little bit more of an upper body twist here. Your gaze could follow the hand. If it feels tight in the neck, in the jaw, then you can certainly not twist through the neck that much. Go one more time each side. Opening the heart. And then feeling the hand come back to the heart. And then stepping the feet back to center. And let's take a pause here and 1 foot at a time, roll the foot around. Maybe even want to take these rolls all the way up into the hip. Change the direction. And then we'll go to the other foot. A little bit of a rolling around. Maybe all the way up to the hip. That feels pretty good for my tight hip here. And we'll go the opposite direction. All right. Now from here, we're going to set up a half sun salute. And I know for me that reaching down to a chair height is going to work the best for me. You might reach down to a block height in front of you. Maybe the floor reach is accessible to you. And this can all be done sat in a chair. You could have your kitchen table. You could have another chair in front of you, or maybe the floor. The other note that I want to encourage you to pay attention to as we come into forward folds is to make space for your body. So for me, and to make space for my belly, my feet have to be a little wider. So when I come in the forward fold, my belly fits in between the legs and it feels a lot more comfortable. All right, so from here, we'll go through Ardha Surya Namaskar, half sun salute. Inhale, bring the arms up to the level that works for you. Coming into our forward fold, a little bend in the knees, maybe the arms by the ears, but you check that out, see if that works. So we're in that first forward fold there. Inhale, extend the spine. Wherever the hands are, a little press through them so you can lift the heart, lift the chin slightly, and then tuck the chin back into your forward fold. And then reaching out through the arms to come on up, lifting yourself up, if it works, looking up, and easing the arms down. 2 more rounds. Follow the breath. Forward fold goes with the exhale. In your forward fold, making space for your body so your practice feels steady, it feels comfortable for you. The inhales are the extensions of the spine. The exhales are the flexions, or where we get a little C curve through the spine. Little cat back. And to close the sun salute, it's an extension. The arms are reaching out and up so the spine can get long. So maybe with your rhythm, you're in your last round, but here's an invitation to go through your last round if you haven't already. In forward folds, it's a really nice time to encourage and allow the shoulders and the neck to relax. And then once you complete that, have a pause. Notice what's happening for you. And then maybe if you're stood, shake out the feet. If you're in the chair, maybe take a little roll around or shaking out through the feet. And we're going to set up a Virabhadrasana 1 flow to help open the heart. So let me just show the setup here. And I'm showing as if I'm turning toward the right thigh. We are going to start with the left leg forward in a moment. So Warrior 1 can be set up in the chair like this. I really like putting something underneath the back shin and then the front knees bent. Also, for stability, you can hold on to the back of the chair. All right, so that might be your option today. And if you're standing, then you'll turn your right foot out and then step the left foot forward, comfort. And once you get to a place where you don't feel like you're on a tightrope, there's enough width between the feet, you've got enough support under you in the chair where you feel steady, we'll start moving into our flow. As you inhale, one or both hands lift up. If you're standing, the left knee will bend. And we're going to arc the heart up, maybe look up. We're holding the bent knee. Exhale, the arms will come down. And you may just have that one arm if you're in the chair. The inhale will take an open twist to the left. And then the exhale will bring you back and we'll move into a forward fold over the left leg. Hands can come to shin, blocks, or floor. Coming out of this, standing folks, bend the knee. We'll reach the arm, one or both arms out and up, like we're coming out of that Tadasana, looking up, and then bring the arm or arms down. Straighten leg if you're standing. So there's our flow. Let's do that again. Inhale. Hold the bent knee. Exhale, the arms shoulder height. Inhale, open twist to the left. And then your exhale will come out of the twist and into a forward fold over the left leg. The inhale, bend the left knee. Standing folks, We're all lifting the arms up, maybe looking up if you have balance with that. And then arms or arm comes down, left leg straightens. We've got one more flow on this side. Lifting the energy in your body with warriors. Warrior stances will do that. And we're adding in these flows to help your concentration. Coming out of that, one or both arms down, standing folks, legs straight. So let's take a pause. I'm certainly noticing that my heart rate picked up a little bit through that. Take in what's happening for you. All right, then in the chair, you'll swivel to the front of the chair, bring the legs together, stepping legs together and standing. You can notice, since we're between the sides here, one side might feel a little different than the other. And then let's move on over to the other side. So that's the right side in the chair, maybe with a block or some sort of support underneath that left shin. In standing, you're turning your left foot out and taking a step forward the right foot, making sure you don't feel like you're on a tightrope. The right foot's wide enough so you feel steady. And chair folks, maybe you have and keep your back arm, your right arm on the back of the chair. So let's come into our flow. Inhale. If you're standing, you're bending that right knee into the warrior one. We're bringing the arms down. Now, if you have your hand on the back of the chair, you'll just use your hand on the back of the chair to help your torso twist. And then the exhale and the close of the twist is combined with the movement toward forward folding over that right leg. And then coming out, it's a little easier for the back, standing folks, to bend your right knee to lift up out of that positioning. So you can keep following me. Maybe your body has integrated the flow of movement. Doesn't matter if it hasn't. You can keep following me. We're taking open twists today to lift the heart. So finishing up here, with the arms down, having a pause for yourself, swiveling in the chair to bring legs together or stepping the feet together in standing Tadasana, and have a breath that works for you here. All right, our next position will be held, and this can be done in the chair. And actually, in the chair, from where you're sat, you can bring your hands back behind you, and that is a really helpful place to put the hands. You don't have to, you can have your hands on low back as well. Or you're in standing, Tadasana, back bend. So feet together or apart, from the ground, let's start sensing the pose, whatever the ground of the pose is for you, and it may not be your feet. So when I'm saying the ground, it's like, where is it that you feel connected in your body? And then perhaps from that place, imagining some roots growing down through your legs, down to the earth. And then from wherever you connect with rootedness in your body, lifting and extending the spine up with the hands on hips, the chair, or your back. And feeling how that starts to lift the heart. As you continue to breathe here, maybe a little lift in the chin. Well, my encouragement for you is to explore any little moves that allow the breath to flow from the nose or mouth down through the throat, through the heart. And then gently lifting your spine up, tucking the chin down to come out of that arch. Release the hands, maybe giving the hands a little bit of a shake, a little bit of a squeeze through the wrist. And then we'll set up chakra vakasana. So that could be on all fours on the floor. Now for me today, I'm not going to be going to the floor. My floor is cool, even though I've got this rug and yoga mat, and I just don't want to be there. I'm feeling nice and warm right now. So I'm going to explore this with my hands on the chair. If you're sat in the chair, put another chair in front of you, or maybe your kitchen table, something like that. But we have our hands either underneath the shoulders or out in front of us. The feet are wide enough so that, again, we create space for our body. And then as you inhale, you'll bend the elbows, lift the chest forward through the arms, maybe lift the chin a little bit. And then exhale, tuck the chin on your way to leaning back, hips back by the feet if you're on the floor, a little bit beyond the heels, but not so much you feel like you're gonna fall backward, standing. Inhale, coming forward, maybe lifting chin a little bit. And then exhale, I'm gonna step my feet back. Make any little adjustments that you need to. So this is great to release from the gentle back bending we just did and the open twists to open the heart. And just allowing yourself to come forward on inhale and to move yourself back on exhale. We'll do this a couple more times. All right, from here, we'll move into an option of a forward fold. In standing, that might be forward folding to your chair, to the ground. If you're on the floor, child's pose, where you tuck your hips back by your heels. Arms can be in front of you or wrapped around you. In chair, child's pose can lean up on the thighs. If it's comfortable for you, maybe legs need to get a little bit wider. I think I'll need to do that for me. You'll come forward and maybe have your hands on your blocks. And here we're going to hold this for a few breaths, easing through the neck and the shoulders. Some other ways you can make space for your body are lifting up a little bit and moving any flesh you have inside the thighs. Yep, that did the trick for me. And allowing yourself a few moments of ease here. Right, from there, we're going to come upright. I encourage a seated position so we can do some breath work together. That could be in the chair, that could be in the floor. And you know what? You don't really need to see me. I'm just going to give you a little preview of what I'll invite you to move into, which is following your own breath rhythm and adding a little pause after the inhale. Just a little one, sort of like a count or a half a count, making sure that it's comfortable for you. So this is an experiment, and I'm just going to encourage you to experiment with it anywhere from 5 to 10 times. I think for our class will be somewhere in there, and I'll let you know when to wrap it up. So from your comfortable seat, follow your own rhythm of breath. I'll talk you through that first one, and then you'll keep following your rhythm. So we'll let the breath go. And then take an in-breath and inhale. And then pause right at the top of the inhale for you. And then let the breath go. And go right into your inhale again. So the pause after inhale. Let's do this for a few rounds together. And then letting this be your last round. Inhale, pause, exhale. And then a few more moments turning your attention within. And what I hope is that this short yoga class has allowed you some timing and encouragement to do that. But for our last few moments together, taking your senses within you in yoga, that's called Pratyahara. And as you turn your sensing within, noticing what you find. So I'm hoping that you found just a little bit of a gentle lift of energy for today. That, of course, was the intention. Sometimes, you know, with what we move through in December and January, we need that little bit of lift, whether it's to show up to family events or work or just for ourselves. So I hope that was helpful. And of course, there'll be another class that will have an intention that's a little bit different. And I hope to see you in the future at Accessible Yoga. Thank you.